Chapter 61 The Correct Use of the God-Slaying Sword, Auction. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Only half a minute has passed since the start, and Suyu has won. Team Douluo was stunned. After they came back to their senses, they also began to analyze, and they all agreed that Suyu was in a state where all his soul skills had exploded, especially for the third soul skill. Suyu's soul power had obvious explosive power at that time, therefore, Team Douluo was also stalling for time before the second contestant came on stage. Their strategy is also normal. Any normal team leader would not let go of this possibility of consumption. This is allowed by the rules. However, the rules only allow 1 minute, but with Chihinyu stepping down, it will take another minute for the next Gu Zhujian to come on stage. The preparation time of both sides was delayed by more than half a minute. The time for the soul power to boil due to the explosion of Suyu's life mark has also come. However, Suyu's expression did not change at all. In his fourth soul ring, the silver sword pattern always shines, accumulating power. The God-Slaying Sword gathers the vitality between heaven and earth, condenses the sword energy, and unleashes a shocking slash. During the remaining time of the third soul ring, he was preparing for this shocking strike. Game start. Not just as Guju's sword was ready, Suyu's fourth soul ring flashed with dazzling white light, and a sword appeared in Suyu's hand. Terrible sword energy burst out from the God-Slaying Sword. Cut. That the sudden explosion left no time to react. The Guju sword was struck by this sword. The shield is passively activated. The 5th level invincible shield can resist any attack below Contra. However, under this sword, it was still crumbling. The sword light converged at one point, and violent ripples spread out after the collision. After all, it was the 5th level invincible shield that could withstand any attack from Contra, and it withstood Suyu's sword. However, this sword still caused Lone Bamboo's sword's condition to drop to the extreme. The invincible shield is not really invincible. While resisting attacks, it also consumes the user's soul power. The Lone Bamboo's sword was just a 50-level soul king, and the invincible shield that was barely activated consumed nearly 1/3 of Suyu's soul power under Suyu's blow. When the 3 seconds of the invincible shield passed, Suyu charged up and slashed with his sword. While the invincible shield is defending, the user cannot perform other actions. He could only watch as Suyu held the God-Slaying Sword and charged up his power. Within the domain, the energy of heaven and earth gathers extremely quickly. The invincible shield disappeared and was cut down with one sword. Lone Bamboo's sword looked desperate. This sword was blocked by the referee, and Lone Bamboo's sword was also eliminated. Suyu's face was a little pale at the moment. More than half of the soul power in the body has been consumed. Sure enough, it's still a bit radical. Next, Suyu performed a string of 7s that shocked everyone. 1 man versus 7. And there is still hope for the Douluo team to win the semi-finals of the competition. 5 Soul Kings and 2 high-level Soul Sects were overturned in a will battle by Suyu and 1 Soul Sect. There was total silence. Even the Shrek rest area had a solemn atmosphere. Even I don't dare to say that I will definitely win. Dai Yuehen's face was solemn. Suyu's explosive power was enough to unleash a Soul Emperor level attack. In terms of consumption, it is also at an abnormal level. His first and second soul skills were launched from the beginning, and Wang Yan had already analyzed that they were state-restoring soul skills. Combined with the field, it is simply abnormal. His martial spirit is actually blue-silver grass. That's the most incredible thing. Wang Yan looked at Suyu's blue-silver grass with burning eyes. His desire to study it was unprecedentedly strong. Xuanzi, who was hiding in the dark, stopped chewing the chicken legs and stared at Suyu with flashing eyes. Ultimate attribute. He felt that the vitality of Suyu's blue-silver grass was strangely powerful. Suyu is not a fool. In the process of displaying his martial spirit, he will naturally not fully expose his ultimate attributes. Xuanzi is not sure whether it is the real ultimate attribute, but what he can be sure of is that Suyu's blue-silver grass is absolutely top-notch in terms of life attributes. Blue-silver Emperor. It doesn't look like it. The records about the Blue-Silver Emperor in Shrek Academy are definitely the most comprehensive. The Blue-Silver Emperor is not like this. Suyu calmly stepped down. Mr. Ma suppressed the shock in his heart and decided to try his best not to let Suyu take action in the next round robin. Suyu's third soul skill requires cooling time. This is what Xiao Hongchen told him. In order to allow Suyu to retain his peak strength in the finals, naturally Suyu cannot be allowed to play again. Suyu was very satisfied with this. You can have a good rest in the next few days. That night, Suyu and others went to attend the auction. This is the first time I heard that the auction will be delayed. Xiao Hongqian said with a smile. The auction was even delayed by 2 days due to an accident. It is said that in order to prepare for this soul fighting competition, the Star Luo Empire gathered all the valuable items from the recent auctions and put them in today's auction. Suyu was also speechless at the behavior of the Xinglua Empire. Hopefully some items that were originally supposed to be auctioned will not be removed from the shelves. This auction is an absolutely top-notch auction, and the real finale items in it are absolutely unprecedented. Suyu also has several goals of his own. The only thing he is worried about at the moment is that the other party will cancel his goals. The first is the gold of living beings, which must be obtained. This is a treasure related to the growth of Suyu's own martial soul. Suyu will never allow it to fall on others. What's more, the gold of living things is also an important item for Yi Lao's recovery. In addition to the living gold, the ice jade scorpion's left arm bone can also be auctioned off. Meng probably won't be able to use it, but Hui Yuhao can use it. With this, he can completely tie up this kid. Exerting favors is the most direct way to retain a person, especially for a person with Hui Yuhao's personality. Suyu knew that Hui Yuhao still stayed at the Sun and Moon Royal Soul Engineer Academy because of helplessness. What could he do if he was caught by Jing Hongqian himself? Anyway, the most indispensable thing in Mingda Hall is the golden soul coins. I believe that Jing Hongqian himself would be willing to spend money to buy Hui Yuhao's sincerity. There is also the Snow Emperor embryo, which must be grabbed. Although in the original work, the Snow Emperor's embryo caused the Noumenon Sect to attack Mingda Hall, causing Mingda Hall to suffer heavy losses, the importance of the Snow Emperor's embryo itself is self-evident. This is the third among the top 10 ferocious beasts. It's not that he's stronger than Muen and other ultimate Douluo, but at least he's not much weaker. With expectations for these 3 treasures, Suyu stepped into the auction house. Welcome everyone to participate in the Starlight Auction of the Star Luo Empire. I am today's auctioneer Jojo. Princess Jojo, that the popularity of Zujiujiu was very high, and the atmosphere in the entire auction house was unprecedentedly warm, and there was no silence due to the delay. Below is our first lot. As the long voice fell, lot number 1 was sent to the display stand. Everything on the display stage can be clearly seen on the Soul Guide screen. Bahu's Soul Refining Knife, Level 8 Close Body Soul Guidance Device. Chapter 62 Top Auction. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The first item on the lot is an 8th level soul guide from Mingda Hall. The auction for the Tyrant Soul Refining Knife was very lively, with Dai Yueheng's bid being the most enthusiastic. This Tyrant Tiger Soul Refining Knife is a perfect match for his Evil Eye White Tiger spirit, and he is bound to get it. Before the auction, he also stated to Wang Yan that he would pay for it himself. The starting price was 600,000 gold soul coins, but it ended up being 1.56 million gold soul coins. The price of this knife is at most 1.3 million gold soul coins. In the Sun and Moon Empire, it could be sold for at most 1 million gold soul coins. I don't know who would work so hard. Xiao Hongqian muttered. The auction rooms are separated by rooms, and each person's identity cannot be seen, and the quotations are all quoted on the Soul Guide screen. The next lot is a list carving knife. Listing knife. Xiao Hongqian became interested and immediately sat up straight, staring at the display table on the screen. TCH, it turns out it's a soul-eating carving knife, and the dog doesn't want it. As soon as Xiao Hongqian saw the carving knife, he recognized its origin and immediately lay down again, no longer paying attention. The soul-eating carving knife will have strong backlash. As for pure collection, it is not worth it at all. After all, it is a knife that is listed on the list. Who can resist using it at home? The level of the Soul Guide will always be stuck at a certain bottleneck for a period of time, and it is inevitable that you will think of changing to a useful carving knife to reduce the difficulty. Just use it this once, the last time. This is a fatal temptation. The starting price for the soul-eating carving knife is 100,000 gold soul coins. Each increase in price shall not be higher than 5,000 gold soul coins. The auction house was a little quiet this time, and no one chose to auction. After all, the Soul Master would definitely not touch it, and non-Soul Masters had no reason to buy such a murderous weapon. Are there no distinguished guests interested in this soul-eating carving knife? Alas, it seems that this carving knife will be rejected again. 100,000, Suyu quoted. What? Suyu, you don't want, Xiao Hongqian originally wanted to say that Suyu had lost his mind, but suddenly he thought of Suyu's ultimate life and stopped mid-sentence. However, except for him and Meng Hongqian, the rest of the Sun and Moon royal team actually didn't know about Suyu's ultimate life. Suyu, don't take chances. All the previous owners of the soul-eating carving knife only tried to use this carving knife with a sense of luck, but the final results were tragic. Mr. Ma, don't worry, I won't make fun of my own life. But with that said, Suyu quietly took out a token so that Mr. Ma could see it. Mr. Ma did indeed see the token. I see. He turned out to be a student of Mr. Kong. Mr. Ma didn't stop Suyu anymore, and the soul-eating carving knife also got into Suyu's hands smoothly. The carving knife was placed in a soul guide container with a sealing effect to isolate the evil spirit of the soul-devouring carving knife. Suyu did not open it in a hurry, put it into the storage soul guide, and continued to look forward to the next auction item. There will be a large number of soul tools for sale at the auction, all of which are produced by Mingda Hull. Being produced by Mingda Tang means that the quality of the soul guide is greatly guaranteed, both in terms of technology and power. These soul tools were all brought by Mr. Ma. On the one hand, it is to demonstrate its soul guidance technology and form a deterrent to the Star Luo Empire. On the other hand, it is to make a fortune. As Xiao Hongqian said, the Tyrant's soul refining knife can only be auctioned for a maximum of 1 million gold soul coins in the Sun and Moon Empire, and the maximum price in the Star Luo Empire is usually 1.3 million. The final transaction price was even more terrifying, reaching 1.56 million. There is no other way. An 8th-level soul guide produced by Mingda Tang and placed in the hostile Star Luo Empire is synonymous with rarity and may only be encountered once in a lifetime. Once it suits you, you will take it at any cost. The same is true for other soul guides. In the Star Luo Empire, the auction price is generally 30% higher. As for the technology in it, since Mingda Tang dared to show it, it is naturally not afraid of being cracked. They are all obsolete things. What's more, during the research process, mistakes will inevitably occur, and once a mistake is made, the backhand left by Mingda Tang will definitely take away the lives of many outstanding soul masters here. The next thing is our last lot for today, and it is also our most precious lot. Suyu's face was solemn. What's missing? He came here with anticipation this time, but there was still one thing missing. The soul-devouring knife is already in hand. Is it because the Ice Jade Scorpion's soul bone is missing or the Snow Empress embryo? The soul bone can be omitted, but the Snow Emperor embryo should not cause any problems. However, what are you afraid of? Our final product is a soul bone. There is no Snow Emperor embryo. What does the Star Luo Empire think? Or is it that the soul engineer who captured and sealed the Snow Emperor did not choose to hand over the conferred god platform to the Xingluo royal auction? Various thoughts flickered in Suyu's heart. At the same time, Jiu Jojo had already introduced the characteristics of the Ice Jade Scorpion soul bone. Meng Hongqian's eyes were sparkling, and he was very tempted by the effect of the Ice Jade Scorpion soul bone. The most regrettable thing is that this Ice Jade Scorpion soul bone is of pure ice attribute, even the attribute of ultimate ice. I don't know if the absorption will damage the balance of ice and fire attributes in her body, especially cold fire poison. Once the toxin gets out of control, this soul bone becomes a reminder instead. However, there is also the possibility of success. After all, it is the ultimate ice, and it might be able to help her complete the transformation of her martial soul, transforming her ice attribute into the ultimate ice. The fire attribute and cold fire poison were completely eliminated by taking the opportunity. This is also a method. Meng Hongqian is tangled. However, the entanglement did not affect her desire to obtain this soul bone. Don't worry about whether it is absorbed or not, just take it off first. Mr. Ma, can you help me take a picture of this soul bone? Good. Suyu watched the whole process. He did not point out the problem with the Ice Jade Scorpion soul bone. The first is the issue of trust and distrust, and the second is that the sources of intelligence are difficult to explain. Now, let's start the auction of this left arm bone from an Ice Jade Scorpion that is at least 50,000 years old. The starting price is 12 million. And each bid increase must not be less than 500,000. This can be said to be the highest price paid in the history of Xingluo royal auction. Still, the starting price, the final transaction price, may even be comparable to the price of 3 level 9 soul tools, but where is the value of the soul bone itself? If it suits him, even a super Douluo will probably spend all his wealth to get it. 15 million. Mr. Ma took the lead. He was the first to bid and raised the price to 15 million, as if to say to the outside world that he was bound to get this soul bone. This is indeed the case, and many people were frightened by his behavior. 16 million. But some people still choose to bid with Mr. Ma. 20 million. Mr. Ma raised the price again, causing the auction house to fall silent. The room where Shrek is, Wang Yan looked at the eye-catching words 20 million and felt tangled in his heart. Chapter 63 Soul-Eating Carving Knife, The Gold of Living Things. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Although there is an academy to take care of the situation, the amount of gold soul coins that Wang Yan can use is also limited. However, once the Ice Jade Scorpion soul bone is absorbed, it may be possible to create a true soul master with the ultimate ice attribute, especially Ling Luochen. Her ice attribute has already reached the top of the ice attribute, and she is not far behind the ultimate ice. With the help of some other means, once this soul bone is perfectly absorbed, there is definitely hope to achieve the ultimate ice. Pity. Thinking of Ling Luochen, Wang Yan's eyes dimmed. Unfortunately, she no longer has this opportunity. In the recent operation to suppress the messenger of death, she was seriously injured and dying. Although he is not dead, he has not woken up yet. Even if there is hope of waking up in the future, he will no longer be able to use his soul power. And he will be a complete useless person. An arm and a leg were also broken. The rest of his life is destined to be miserable. What a wonderful time of youth. And without Ling Luochen, there are only a few soul masters in the inner courtyard who are suitable for the Ice Jade Scorpion's left arm bone. As for Wang Yan, there was no one he knew. Therefore, Wang Yan gave up and continued to compete. Mr. Ma finally bought the Ice Jade Scorpion's left arm bone for 20 million gold soul coins. Meng Hongchen was very excited. Su Yu knew that the Ice Jade Scorpion's left arm bone was limited and could only be absorbed by soul masters with the ultimate ice attribute, otherwise it would explode and die, but it was not convenient to reveal it now. Anyway, Meng Hongchen couldn't absorb it now. She couldn't absorb this level of soul bone yet. Let's go back and let Hui Yuhao find an opportunity to tell this information. Compared to the Ice Jade Scorpion's soul bone, Su Yu actually cared more about the Snow Emperor's embryo. Not really. This is what makes Su Yu most uncomfortable. Although it is not said that one can absorb the Snow Emperor's embryo inside by obtaining the conferred God platform, but getting the Snow Emperor's embryo in hand is at least a deterrent. The Snow Emperor had already been filled with anger because his reincarnation as a human was interrupted and sealed. Once it is released, it will be a great moment. Su Yu was sure that Extreme Douluo would be seriously injured even if he was careless, and he would definitely die if he reached the limit. It is simply a nuclear bomb deterrent. Of course, this is the most superficial usage. Is the Star Luo Empire no longer planning to auction it? Shrek suffered heavy losses, so the Star Luo Empire didn't feel the need to invest in such things. No, not right. In the original work, there is the Sun and Moon royal team, and Mingdatang is very wealthy. If such a thing appears at an auction, it will definitely be the ultimate winner. There is no doubt about this, but according to this logic, there is no reason for the Star Luo Empire to cancel the auction of the Snow Emperor's embryos. Unless they didn't get the Snow Emperor embryo. Forget it, don't think about it anymore. 100,000-year soul beast embryo. As long as the news leaks out, he will definitely receive the news. Back at the hotel, Su Yu saw his teacher when he entered the door. Xiaoyu, are you sure you want to try that soul-eating carving knife? Su Yu has the ultimate life, and Kong Deming thought that Su Yu relied on this to resist the curse of the carving knife. Teacher, I'm sure of it. Okay, do you want to try to purify the soul-eating carving knife now? Su Yu asked Ilao in the Sea of Spirit. Ilao, can you operate the purification process? Make it look like my ultimate life has eliminated the curse. Can. Su Yu gave Ilao a thumbs up. Actually, your ultimate attribute itself has hope to fight against that evil spirit. Ilao added. Simply use undead magic to bless Su Yu's ultimate life. thereby eliminating the evil aura, not difficult. Ilao, you said that this carving knife contains the gold of living things. Can you help me transfer part of the life force to my teacher later? The Ilao understood what Suyu meant and gave his assurance again. Can. The entire soul-eating carving knife is made of the gold of living things. Any part of the life force can be enough to achieve the effect Suyu wants. This living gold has even become its own entity, possessing the property of self-restoration. The vitality that has been separated can be restored in 2 or 3 years. Teacher, I want to try it now. Okay, I'll protect you. Kong Deming took out a soul guidance device, which was a 9th-level soul guidance device. After activating this soul tool, a barrier enveloped the two of them. At the same time, Kong Deming's control over everything within the barrier reached an unprecedented level. Your teacher is very good. Electrolux also praised Kong Deming's methods. I'll take action later, so I need to be more concealed. Suyu took out the soul-eating carving knife. A fierce aura rushed towards his face, along with it is the ultimate edge. Good knife. Kong Deming couldn't help but admire. If there was no so-called curse and this terrifying evil aura, this carving knife would not just be ranked at the bottom of the list of carving knives. 30 people are all conservative. I guess the first 20 won't be a problem either. Kong Deming hopes that his apprentice can completely control this knife. Suyu inspired the ultimate vitality in his soul power and injected it into the soul-eating carving knife. Lao also began to mobilize Suyu's power. The ultimate vitality exploded under Lao's mobilization. The second soul skill, Purple Moon Purification. Suyu's second soul ring lit up in conjunction. An unprecedented power of purification burst out, melting away the evil aura bit by bit. All of Lao's purification methods this time are related to Suyu's second soul skill. Suyu personally felt that his soul power was mobilized and his ultimate vitality was aroused. The mastery of the second soul skill has been further advanced. Perhaps, in the future, I can simply use the power of purification without the need for the second soul skill. The soul-eating carving knife was purified, the seal of the curse was broken, and a majestic life force was released. Kong Deming, who was in charge of the vigilance, looked shocked. Such terrifying vitality. He could tell that this vitality was not released by Suyu's blue-silver grass, devouring carving knife. The carving knife that everyone on this continent avoids actually contains such majestic power of life. Even if he didn't absorb it, Kong Deming felt happy physically and mentally, as if he was several years younger. After confirming that Suyu had purified the evil energy and there was no danger, Kong Deming sat down cross-legged and began to absorb this life force. The life force entered his body even faster than he could absorb it. It flows through the limbs and bones, washing the essence and cutting the marrow. The hidden wounds in the body are healed. The martial spirit has also been sublimated faintly. Kong Deming feels that his condition has never been better. Sky Soul Empire. I don't know where Yunshin is. Inside the Haotian sect, 2 giant men surrounded a dark blue light column, receiving information from the light column. Star Royal Hotel, Shrek Suite. Wang Dong's whole body twitched and his head seemed to explode as a wave of will poured in. On her forehead, the shadow of a golden trident appeared, and the golden light became more and more dazzling, as if full of energy. Chapter 64 Transformation, Kong Deming's Breakthrough. Please read it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Suyu was going into seclusion, and he had no duties during the 2 days of competition. He was quietly refining the gold of life alone in his room. Kong Deming, on the other hand, was refining the vitality that was constantly pouring out, feeling uneasy in his heart. Such huge vitality, the soul-devouring knife is not yet way. Sure enough, those who play with vitality are long-lasting. 3 days flew by. At this moment, Suyu's spiritual sea has turned into a vast ocean, an endless turquoise ocean. The gray bead of Electrolux incarnation disappeared, replaced by a vertical pupil emitting hazy white light. Every piece of living gold means a world. I used this carving knife to open a third eye for you, and my consciousness will live in it from now on. The vitality source of the living gold has also been sealed by me in the deepest part of your spiritual sea. With its far and constant supply of vitality, your cultivation speed is at least 3 times as fast as before. Suyu listened to Elder Yi's explanation very seriously. The gold of life is completely integrated with you. It can be said that your spiritual sea is immortal. No matter how seriously injured your body is, as long as your head is not damaged, you can recover with the help of the vitality of gold of life. BGN, original settings. By the way, your 3 runes have also absorbed the power of the living gold this time, and they seem to have undergone transformation. It took Suyu a day to fully grasp all his changes. The most direct improvement is first of all the strength of my martial soul. The ultimate life has been further improved. The quality of blue-silver grass has also been improved under the nourishment of living gold. Not only that, under the nurturing of the gold of life, the quality of blue-silver grass is improving every moment. In addition to the speed of practice, the vitality of the living gold makes my cultivation speed 3 times as fast as before. The condensed rune has been transformed this time, and the auxiliary effect has been doubled. When combined, my cultivation speed is at least 4 times as fast as before. Before that, Suyu had already solved most of the problems of slow cultivation speed caused by the ultimate life attribute. It can be said that Suyu's current cultivation speed is definitely at least twice as fast as before he reached the ultimate life attribute. The soul power has also reached level 45. The life source of the living gold was integrated into Suyu's spiritual sea by Yi Lao, and half of the lost vitality was given to Kong Deming. Most of the remaining vitality was used to transform Suyu's physique. The last bit of vitality also increased Suyu's soul power level by 3 levels, comparable to that of fairy grass. It can only be said that the gold of living things is worthy of being a treasure representing the entire world. According to Yi Lao, it would take the entire Star Dough forest 200,000 years to produce a piece of living gold as big as a carving knife. Suyu looked at the teacher who was still practicing, felt the unstable soul power fluctuations, and felt happy for the teacher. The teacher is about to make a breakthrough. The previous Kong Deming had been stuck at level 94, even so, he still had the intimidating power of an ultimate Douluo with the help of his soul guide. Now, infused with the life force of the living gold, he is about to break through to level 95. And that's not even the point. The key point is that Suyu asked Yi Lao to borrow the vitality of the living gold to wash his essence and marrow. Level 95 is definitely not the end. I don't know if the teacher can complete the breakthrough within 2 days. The final is in 2 days. He can break through today, and he should be able to stabilize his cultivation in another day. Kong Deming has been stuck for a long time, and the accumulation is definitely enough. This time he has the opportunity to break through level 95 and it will not take too long. In fact, Yi Lao was very curious as to why Suyu always felt that Xuanzi from Shrek Academy would take action. Taotia's martial soul, Taotai doesn't have the characteristic of being careless, right? With complete control over his own changes, Suyu began to digest and comprehend. While waiting for the teacher's breakthrough, Suyu was consolidating his understanding of the second soul skill. Soul skills are provided by the soul ring. You can use them as long as the soul ring is activated. But this is only the most superficial use. Suyu had also roughly divided the cultivation of soul skills before, based on the mastery of soul skills, an entry level that can be reached after absorbing a spirit ring. If you use it skillfully and perform it accurately according to the situation, you will be at the proficiency level. Being able to flexibly use and control the effects of soul skills is what he considers to be the perfect level. When you reach the perfection level, you begin to develop soul skills, which can be extended to different ways of use. All of Suyu's soul skills have been trained to perfection, but this is clearly not the end. Completely understand the true meaning of soul skills, use the soul ring as an opportunity to understand the essence of soul skills, and you can perform soul skills even without the help of soul rings. This is becoming your own. With Yi Lao's help, Suyu's second soul skill has obviously reached this level. Perhaps, the next stage can be called mastery, completely mastering the essence of soul skills and using them as you wish. Elder Yi affirmed Suyu's conjecture. Such a division is not problematic. The training system of Douluo Continent is very special. You can master the corresponding soul skills by absorbing soul rings, but again, this is all external after all. Only when the soul skills are completely cultivated into one's own can one truly digest the soul skills. The improvement of strength in the 2 stages cannot be said to be too obvious, but it is an internalization process. This is the foundation for further progress. You have to work hard to achieve it. Yi Lao left these words and said no more. Suyu repeatedly practiced the second soul skill and mastered the movement of life force. During the performance of the soul skill, Suyu felt a strong wave of soul power. Behind Kong Deming, a silver moon emerged, shining brightly. Soon, a bright sun rose, echoing the silver moon. Sure enough, the teacher is a twin martial soul. Silver moon and sun. Kong Deming's soul power fluctuated violently. It was suddenly raised to the limit, breaking through the restraints, and the oppressive feeling emitted by the soul power increased rapidly. The breakthrough was successful. As time passed, Kong Deming gradually restrained the oppressive feeling of soul power, which also meant that his cultivation level had stabilized. Congratulations to the teacher for your breakthrough in soul power. Kong Deming opened his eyes and smiled. This time I really took advantage of your boy. By the way, what happened to the soul-eating carving knife? How could it have so much vitality? Teacher, that is the gold of living things. The gold of living beings. Seeing Kong Deming's appearance, Suyu guessed that the teacher should know the existence and effect of the living gold. I will purify the curse, eliminate the evil spirit, and completely integrate it with it. As he spoke, Suyu touched his eyebrows with his fingers. A flash of cyan light flashed, and then a cyan-colored, crystal-like carving knife appeared in his hand. Is this the soul-eating carving knife? Teacher, I think it is more appropriate to call him the blade of life now. Brothers, please read it. It's very important to catch up on reading in these 2 days. I'll give Sanjung a try. I haven't tasted it yet. Please. Please read it. Please read it. Please read it. Note, readers who have actually recharged some coins, $1 or a dime count, and spent the money to read the latest version will be considered true readers. Chapter 65 Another Path of Runes, Finals, please read it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I heard that life's gold before, just the effect makes people think it's just a legend. However, today, he was lucky enough to see such a large piece of living gold. Kong Deming's tone was complicated. Who would have thought that the soul-devouring knife, which everyone is afraid to avoid, is actually made of living gold? Since it has completely merged with you, then it can maximize the effect of this living blade. Don't worry, teacher. The blade of life is a solid manifestation of vitality, which is most suitable for your ultimate life. With the blade of life, even if it is the ultimate attribute, you will basically be stable when you cultivate to the limit Douluo in the future. By the way, your blue-silver grass should also evolve again, right? Although Suyu's martial soul has reached the ultimate life attribute, but Kong Deming felt that even the ultimate life would be improved in front of the gold of life. That's right, teacher, my blue-silver grass has completely transformed into an ultimate martial spirit. Moreover, my vitality is larger and of higher quality. On this basis, my cultivation speed has still increased by at least 3 times. Suyu roughly explained his changes to Kong Deming. By the way, teacher, my runes have transformed this time, and I seem to have found another way to strengthen my runes. Suyu's 3 runes all completed their transformation under the attention of the life force of gold. Another way, in addition to constantly improving the rune structure and outlining more lines, how else can we improve it? The energy of condensed runes is also one of the determining factors of the rune's effects. In fact, the integration of purple energy has already improved the effect of the runes to a higher level. The most basic runes should be the simplest runes condensed purely by spiritual power. Furthermore, there are runes blessed by purple energy, or the structure of the runes is perfect enough to have obvious effects. The integration of purple energy can give the rune a level of effect out of thin air, but this time, what Suyu discovered was the integration of vitality, which also transformed the runes. Life force. Life force is indeed a higher energy than spiritual force. However, it is difficult to let life force enter the spiritual sea. Kong Deming wrote this down and prepared to study it carefully. Teacher, while you were in seclusion, I received information, and the identity of Su Sancher was confirmed. Oh, telling himself specifically, Kong Deming immediately knew that Su Sanchi's identity might be quite high. Young master of Xianming Sect, direct bloodline of Douling Empire. Not just hearing this identity, Kong Deming understood what Suyu meant. Su Sancher, if you can persuade him to surrender, do it. If you can't persuade him, then destroy him. Keep his life and maybe he can be used after launching a war. Suyu realized something last time and stopped using tricks. This meant that he no longer manipulated a person's life in the name of someone's good. He could not use any tricks unless he was targeting hostile forces. Deming felt inexplicably tired. The marshal's soul evolved again, the life source of the living blade was completely integrated with his own spiritual sea, and Suyu's third soul skill also changed. The upper limit of life marks has been transformed and no longer depends on the number of marks, rather, it depends on the total amount of Suyu's soul power. The life mark stores the vitality corresponding to the soul power. The upper limit of the vitality stored by all the life marks combined, and the target soul power is up to 4 times the total amount of Suyu's soul power. The life force supply from the life blade allows Suyu to achieve seamless connection when condensing ordinary life marks, which are the previous life marks. He can also choose a mark with a stronger concentration effect, and the limit is to match Suyu's total soul power, that is to say, the highest level life mark can store up to 4, the effect is doubled in comparison, it's the same. The speed of condensation is consistent with the speed of the third soul skill life mark that Suyu obtained at the beginning. Suyu condensed the most advanced life mark in 1 day, and then condensed the ordinary life mark to 9. The day after Deming's breakthrough and awakening, the soul fighting competition entered the finals. The finals are divided into team competition, individual knockout and 2-2-3 battles, with a best-of-3 game. The first is the team competition. After the team competition, both sides have the only chance to replace a player and the only chance, in the subsequent individual elimination rounds and the 2-2-3 competition, only a fixed 7 people can participate. The format of the finals is the most complete, all 3 competition formats must be played once. First is our team competition. Please invite players from both sides to enter. On the Sun Moon Royal Team, the participating team members include Suyu, Xiao Hongchen, Meng Hongchen, Ma Rulong, Mika, Chen Fei and Lin Shi. Among them, Ma Rulong's martial spirit is that of a big-headed ape, which is characterized by the ability to greatly enhance the spiritual power of the Soul Master. Under normal conditions, the spiritual power is twice that of ordinary people. His fighting style is similar to Xiao Hongchen, focusing on bombing with soul cannons. Micah is a 5th-level soul engineer and is proficient in all types of soul guidance tools. Chen Fei's martial spirit is a flash bird, and with the assistance of the soul guide, he has great achievements in the agility and attack system. Lin Shi was responsible for defense. The contestants on Shrek's side are Ma Xiaotao, Dai Yueheng, Yi Wushuang, He Kaitu, Jiang Nan, Suyu, and Wang Dong. It can be seen from the lineup that something unexpected happened to Shrek. In the Sun and Moon Royal Team, only Lin Shi is a high-level Soul Master, and the rest are composed of Soul Kings and 5th-level Soul Masters. No, Suyu is also a Soul Sect. Those are the 2 Soul sections. On Shrek's side, there were 2 Soul Emperors plus a group of Soul Sects, with a low-level Soul Master mixed in. No matter how you look at it, it's outrageous. I'll be in charge of control and assistance in a moment, and you can just output with all your strength. Game start. The person responsible for acting as the commentator this time was a Contra. He released his martial spirit from the beginning and was ready to rescue at any time. This is not Ma Xiaotao's first time on the court. Her evil fire has caused the referees to misjudge more than once or twice. The key is that this girl didn't have any clue when it came to her own actions. In previous competitions, at least 3 players were disabled by her evil fire. Although the Star Luo Empire would be happier with the greater loss of the Sun and Moon Royal Team, the situation at the border is not good at the moment. At least the basic work must be done well. At least, others should not be able to find fault. Following the referee's order, both parties released their martial spirits. All kinds of soul rings shine and are extremely gorgeous. Suyu's combination of 1 yellow, 2 purple and 1 black soul ring is particularly eye-catching, especially his black soul ring with silvery lines shining through it has inspired many people's desire to explore. Dream. The lineup of Shrek's team was not a traditional one, with 4 people from the attack department. Under such circumstances, the Sun and Moon Royal Team also chose to use full firepower. Love in the world of mortals. The competition system has also been changed. After the round-robin competition, the 2 teams with the best results in each group will qualify. All qualifying teams will draw lots to determine the top 8 and 4, followed by the semi-finals and finals. The auction also has the competition system, and if the original work is different, don't worry about it, just treat it as an official adjustment made by the Star Luo Empire after Shrek's accident. Chapter 66 Fierce Team Battle and Game, please read it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Blue Silver Domain. The first soul skill, the power of the stars. The second soul skill, Purple Moon Purification, that while Xiao Hongqian and Meng Hongqian were using martial soul fusion skills, Suyu also developed his own blue-silver domain. After merging with the Blade of Creatures, Suyu's blue-silver grass evolved, and the effect of the blue-silver field became more powerful. Suyu's movement speed can be doubled in it. The speed of soul power recovery and the effect of soul skills are doubled. Teammates can also enjoy a 40% soul power recovery speed. Boost. The first soul skill, Phoenix Fire Wire, that at the same time that Suyu released the domain, Ma Xiaotao from Shrek's side immediately possessed his martial soul and performed his first soul skill, the red flame mixed with black burned, trying to destroy the blue-silver grass in Suyu's blue-silver field. Wherever the evil fire passed, all the blue-silver grass was burned up. However, in the next moment, countless blue-silver grass appeared. Wildfire, in spring, this is the ultimate meaning of blue-silver grass. What a terrifying vitality. When Wang Yan saw this, his expression suddenly changed. He asked Ma Xiaotao to take action as soon as he spotted Suyu's release field, just to weaken Suyu's ability in the field as much as possible. However, even Ma Xiaotao's evil fire could not completely exterminate the blue-silver grass in Suyu's domain. The third soul skill, White Tiger Vajra Transformation. The fifth soul skill, White Tiger Divine Demon Transformation. Dai Yueheng used his two soul skills, his condition improved to the best, and he rushed forward possessed by his martial soul. With Dai Yueheng at the forefront, Shrek Yi Wushuang followed closely behind, taking out the artillery fire from the Sun and Moon Royal Team. Jiang Nannan circled the outer circle, looking for opportunities. He Kaitu set up a cannon and fired at Xiao Hongqian and Ma Rulong. However, 2 fists are no match for 4 hands. What's more, Xiao Hongqian's accomplishments and talent in soul cannons are unparalleled. Moreover, Xiao Hongqian, who had chosen martial soul fusion on the field, was now at full combat effectiveness. The huge 3-legged red golden toad stood in the center of Suyu and others. The 3-legged red golden toad is tightly wrapped with a metal barrier. The muzzles are formed one by one on the metal barrier. 108 level 5 soul cannons. If it weren't for the support of Suyu's blue-silver domain and first soul skill, Xiao Hongqian wouldn't be able to control so many soul cannons of the same level even in the fusion soul state. But the reality is that he has this condition, boom 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 boom. Among them, there are 72 level 5 soul cannons, and every 36 of them are linked together, and the soul power cannonballs converge to have the power of a level 6 soul cannon. The remaining 36 were bombarded wildly under Xiao Hongqian's control. Powerful men equivalent to 2 soul emperors continuously unleashed 5th and 6th soul skills, plus multiple soul kings displayed 10,000-year soul skills. The power of the soul guide is perfectly reflected in Xiao Hongqian. The core array maximizes the utilization of energy, maximize energy damage. Now Suyu only needs to use his first soul skill to the maximum extent to restore the soul power of the 2 of them. The output of the 2 people was already comparable to the output of the 2 soul emperors opposite them. At the same time, Suyu's blue-silver grass grew rapidly. Jiang Nannan on the outside was entangled in blue-silver grass. Ma Rulong received Suyu's signal and immediately fired at the tide. Up Jiang Nannan. Dai Yueheng secretly thought something was wrong. Second soul skill, White Tiger Light Wave. Blue-silver wall. Suyu's mental power is stronger than Ma Rulong, especially in the process of fusing the gold of living beings. His spiritual sea has undergone transformation. Suyu's mental power level now even exceeds the level of the average 70-level soul saint. Dai Yueheng sent out a wave of energy light from his mouth to intercept Ma Rulong's soul-guided cannonball. But Suyu immediately used blue-silver wall to intercept it. Boom. The fourth soul skill, the invincible golden body. Well, Jiang Nannan's invincible golden body was forced to hand over, and Suyu's goal was achieved. After Dai Yueheng was blocked by the White Tiger's fierce light wave, he did not continue the rescue and turned around to attack frantically in the direction of Suyu. Suyu is the core. This point does not require any doubt. In Wang Yan's tactical arrangements, No matter which one he planned, Suyu was set as the primary target for removal. Suyu's blue-silver grass has life attributes, so his auxiliary ability is definitely the best. The control ability is not bad either, if you think about it boldly. He is a soul master, and his mental power may be far higher than that of the same level. After all, he has surpassed the level and absorbed the 10,000-year soul ring, with the ability to assist and control, as well as his strong combat power. He will be the most difficult opponent. A shooter who does not need tank protection can still assist, control, and output. With a strong key mental power, it is possible for him to manifest all abilities at the same time. This is the scariest thing. Even if the world is nostalgic, Shrek will still carry out the original plan, cut out Suyu. The fourth soul skill, White Tiger Meteor Shower, that a large amount of energy light waves fell and collided with the soul-guided cannonballs in the air. Dai Yueheng accelerated and rushed into the battle group. A phoenix cry came into my ears. The sixth soul skill, Phoenix Meteor Shower. The fourth soul skill, Star Glory Technique. Suyu from Shrek's side waved the star spirit scepter, and the starlight shone on Ma Xiaodao's head. Nearly half of the entire arena was covered by Ma Xiaodao's 10,000-year-old soul skill. Even Xiao Hongchen's firepower was mostly blocked. However, the locking of level 6 soul-guided shells forced Ma Xiaodao, an attack-type soul master with the ability to fly, to endure. Don't dare to cut too deep and be completely locked, Yi Wushuang used. All four soul skills, waved his sword light, and fought Mika in close combat. Chen Fei relied on his speed advantage to suppress Wang Dong severely. The game had only started for 2 minutes. The white-hot energy shock also shone on the ring for a full 2 minutes. Dai Yueheng finally rushed in front of Suyu. The sixth soul skill, White Tiger Destruction Kill. Suyu lured the enemy deeper and had no intention of resisting this 10,000-year soul skill. He just used the strategy he used when he resisted the martial soul fusion skills of brother and sister Xiao Hongchen. But this time, he no longer needs the void inscription circle. The inner soul power of the martial soul is independently outlined, strengthening the strength of the blue-silver grass. At the same time, 2 major runes condensed in the sea of spirit shone with rich light. Boom. The fifth soul skill, Phoenix Cloud Piercer. This is Ma Xiaodao's strongest single-target attack soul skill. It rushed straight down from the air and headed towards Suyu. Xiao Hongchen immediately locked eyes on her figure. 72 level 5 soul cannons, linked to each other, are equivalent to 2 level 6 soul cannons operating at full strength. Boom. 2 shells were fired. With one shot, he headed towards Yi Wushuang. With one shot, it headed towards Wang Dong. An ordinary level 5 soul-guided cannonball was shot at Ma Xiaotao. Ding. Ma Xiaotao activated a level 5 invincible shield. Damn it! Wang Yan angrily scolded the Sun and Moon royal team for playing dirty tricks. The 5th level invincible shield. At the auction a few days ago, Shrek spent 1.5 million gold soul coins to get it. At the same time, Ma Xiaodao's Phoenix Cloud Piercer also landed on Suyu's head. Chapter 68 Attack of Noumenon Sect. Please read more. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Kong Deming's domineering questioning left Xuanzi speechless. It is unreasonable to force the other party to hand over the soul guidance device, and it is also an 8th level soul guidance device. You must know that at the auction, Dai Yueheng bought an 8th level soul guide, the Tyrannosaurus soul refining knife, which cost more than 1.5 million gold soul coins. The one in Ma Rulong's hand can only be said to be more precious. Not only in terms of quality, but also in terms of usage. Restrictions, an 8th level soul guide that the Soul King can activate. This itself is a creation of Mingdatang's top secret technology. If you hand it over, the reputational damage will be small, but the real technical loss will be the biggest. All this without considering the situation. This is a soul fighting competition. The Sun Moon Royal team just defeated the Shrek Academy team and won the championship. At this moment, Xuanzi forced the champion team to hand over the soul guide used by the opponent during the game. Even the people of the 3 countries in the audience were disgraced, especially when Xuanzi was accused by Kong Deming, a higher-level powerhouse. Xuanzi lost his strength advantage. This feeling of humiliation was even more obvious. I suspect that the soul guide you are using violates the rules. I remember that according to the rules of the competition, in addition to the custom-installed soul cannons, all soul tools that the soul master can control can be used, right? There is no requirement that the soul master must make it himself. I remember that in the game just now, Shrek also used an invincible shield. You wouldn't tell me that she can make a level 5 invincible shield, right? Kong Deming's words made Xuanzi look extremely ugly. Wang Yan also looked like he had eaten shit. Don't talk about the invincible shield. The soul guide you use is too evil. The attacks you send out can induce the soul master's martial soul to mutate, and it is a very vicious mutation. Xuanzi added another sentence in order to highlight the evil of the Sword of Judgment of the Sun and Moon Royal Team. My student's martial soul may even be chopped into evil martial soul by that sword. The whole place was in an uproar. The scene that had been completely silent before was now filled with whispers. Evil soul master. Evil martial soul. These are definitely two terrifying words. The soul guide of the Sun and Moon Royal Team can actually induce the martial soul to degenerate into an evil martial soul. Joke. Kong Deming sneered. His momentum subdued the entire audience. Xuanzi was secretly surprised in his heart. This old guy seems to have made a breakthrough. I haven't questioned you, Shrek, yet, and you're beating me up. If you don't look for the reasons yourself, you'll blame others. Let's just talk about your student. What's going on with the evil fire in her martial soul? I'm afraid you know better than me, right? Humph, I'm afraid if our swords don't cut down today, if she is slightly affected by the battle with others, the evil fire will break out and she will become an evil soul master, right? Kong Deming is the pillar of a country, an old treacherous man. He is smart and wise, and his words are sharp. At this moment, his words go straight to the point. If I remember correctly, this Ma Xiaotao is also known as the #1 genius in your Shrek inner courtyard in 100 years, right? You don't solve the problem of martial arts, but you still want to cultivate them. What do you Shrek think? The #1 genius in 100 years will probably be one of Shrek's leaders in the future. Those in power may degenerate into high-level evil soul masters at any time. I can't even imagine an evil soul master at the level of Super Douluo or even Extreme Douluo. TSK. Kong Deming secretly used his soul power to spread his voice to the entire audience, and everyone could hear his words clearly. Even the audience who didn't know much about some terms quickly learned from the discussions of people around them what an evil spirit master's evil spirit was, what the inner court was, and what a Super Douluo was. And it is precisely because they understand this that they are even more afraid of Kong Deming's alarmism. Shrek is a savior-like existence in the eyes of the people of the Three Kingdoms, but now someone told them that Shrek's top brass could become a crazed and murderous evil soul master at any time. Xuanzi's face changed drastically. He wanted to intimidate Kong Deming into stopping his remarks, but I realized that I might not be able to beat him, and in the end I could only blame myself for accidentally giving the opponent such an excuse. And I felt a little bit annoyed in my heart, seeing that things were developing beyond his control. Su Jiawei spoke out to stop both parties. Both of you, the soul fighting competition is not really over yet. No matter what personal grudges you have, please resolve them on your own after the competition instead of quarreling in the competition. Teacher, it's going to be a long night and a lot of dreams. Let's go quickly. The Sun and Moon Royal Team did not stay in Star Luo City for one more night and set off back to the Sun and Moon Empire the same day they received the championship trophy. Su was by Kong Deming's side throughout the whole process, asking for advice on issues related to the Soul Guide. This time when he goes back, Su will also start to get in touch with level 5 Soul Guides. The Soul King is a watershed among Soul Masters because of the power of 10,000-year Soul skills. When the Soul Guide reaches the 5th level, it is also a watershed, because only when the Soul Guide reaches the 5th level does it have a real core. By mastering the 5th level Soul Guide as soon as possible, his research in various aspects can be carried out faster and at a deeper level. The Star Luo Empire and the Sun and Moon Empire have been in constant conflict. The armies of both sides came and went. There is quite a buffer zone on the border of the Star Luo Empire. It is said to be a buffer zone, but in fact it is just a battlefield. The villages here have also been destroyed by the war, leaving only ruins. A group of people came from the direction of Star Luo City and entered this buffer zone. Boom! Brilliant light illuminates this wilderness, the light of various colored soul rings shines, yellow, purple and black are the main colors, there is also some white light mixed in it. Enemy attack. Mr. Ma roared loudly and immediately possessed the spirit of martial arts, his head immediately became extremely huge, and a large number of soul guides were taken out of his storage soul guide, a huge soul guide shield protects everyone in it, boom. The soul shield was broken, another shield opened to protect all students, repeatedly. Ma Lao's majestic 8th level soul instructor, doesn't know how many soul shields he has collected, but 7 or 88 were consumed in this round of outbreaks, but enough. Within the safe shield, Su Yu and others also released their martial souls, and a wave of counterattacks was brewing. Su Yu and the others only target a dozen soul kings. The remaining enemies were all killed by Kong Deming. As for the 3 titled Douluo who took the lead, Kong Deming fired 3 9-level soul guide lasers to scan them, and they all backed away. Overreaching. Walk, that the counterattack was extremely fast, and Su Yu and others broke out in a wave, killing more than a dozen soul kings. These soul kings are not troublesome existences, half of them even have a white first soul ring, and most of them don't have black soul rings. When encountering the Sun and Moon royal team, it was naturally a defeated situation. Kong Deming's angry shouts came from the distance. Poison is not dead, your Noumenon sect really wants to completely become an enemy of my Sun-Moon Empire. Chapter 69, Showing Off One's Edge, please read it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Kong Deming's mental power was locked in 2 places, 2 figures appeared, one of them had long green hair, black eyes with green pupils, and was wearing a dark green robe. Poison will not kill you. Last time Kong Deming was in the Tianhun Empire, he was inexplicably attacked by Shrek and the Noumenon Sect. This time, the Sun and Moon royal team was attacked on their way back and discovered the existence of poison immortality, which made him completely angry. And you, don't think I can't recognize that you are from Shrek. Kong Deming said coldly. He didn't know the purpose of the 2 coming, but that didn't stop him from speculating on them with the greatest malice. Kong Deming had the intimidating power of an ultimate Douluo at level 94. Now that he has broken through to Super Douluo, his strength has been further improved and he is full of confidence. The only thing he worries about is that the other party does not follow martial ethics. The Sun-Moon royal team is right behind. Any casualties will be huge to the Sun-Moon Empire. After all, being able to become the team members of this generation of Sun-Moon Royal Soul Engineer Academy, they are all expected to hit the 9-level Soul Engineer. No matter how bad he is, he will be at least a 7th-level Soul Engineer. If the poison doesn't kill you, I'll give you one last chance. If you don't retreat, the 9th-level fixed soul-guided cannonball will fall on the royal family of the Tianhun Empire. Kong Deming said quietly. Du Bushi's pupils contracted, obviously such a threat worked for him. Do you really think we don't know about the alliance between your Noumenon sect and the imperial family of the Heavenly Soul Empire? Kong Deming sneered. And you, Shrek City can't withstand the 9th-level fixed soul cannon. Kong Deming turned to look at the other person, his eyes were sharp, and he didn't look like a 150-year-old man at all. Retreat quickly, that I feel like Kong Deming is too sharp. Before Kong Deming still had a feeling of forbearance, but now he seems to have become a fierce tiger out of the cage, full of aggression. Come here to watch the excitement, and you just got discovered by accident. This old guy doesn't give face at all. Du Bushi completely forgot his strategy of strike if you have a chance, and slip away if you don't have a chance when you came. He has an arrogant and unreasonable personality, and he is the most shameless in his life. Now being questioned and threatened by Kong Deming, he was even more unwilling to compromise. The old man wants to see, what ability do you, Kong Deming, have to spout nonsense here. Poisonous immediately released his martial spirit. His martial soul is his own body, and when he releases his martial soul, his whole body emits a golden light. Circles of soul rings surrounded him and rose from his feet, 2 yellow, 1 purple, 3 black, 3 red. The 4th ring of 10,000 years, the 7th ring of 100,000 years. The sense of oppression brought by the 300,000-year spirit rings made the atmosphere extremely depressing. Kong Deming snorted coldly, and then released his martial soul. A round of silver moon was suspended behind, emitting strange energy fluctuations. The arrangement of 2 yellow, 2 purple, 4 black, and 1 red 9 soul rings is also shocking, although the spirit ring is overall dominant, and the spirit power is also higher, but Du Bushi has a look of fear. Kong Deming, who had twin martial souls, far surpassed ordinary people in terms of soul power, and with the increase in soul guidance device, his soul power aura was not even weaker than that of Du Fushu with the perverted soul ring. Even though he was the same as Jing Hongqian at level 94 before, Kong Deming had a completely different style in using level 9 soul tools. Jing Hongqian is a fort, a bomber, and a weapon. However, Kong Deming was able to match various 9th level soul tools with ease and truly apply them in battle. Moreover, his soul guide is at the absolute peak of level 9 in terms of power, which is why he is considered the most promising to break through to the level of 10th level soul guide. Kong Deming's silver moon martial spirit bloomed, the first 3 soul rings shone brightly, and his spiritual power was released. With the cooperation of the soul guide and the integration into the soul power, the sense of oppression instantly increased several times. The poison is not dead, and the heart is filled with fear. Sure enough, there was a breakthrough. The 7th soul skill, martial soul true form. Du Busui used his martial soul true form, golden light shone on the world, and a giant appeared. The 3rd soul skill, poison demon dominance. The 5th soul skill, the golden body of 10,000 poisons. Dark green energy swirled outside the giant, and terrifying toxins spread, forming a poisonous miasma. The 4th soul skill, the demon realm sorrow. With the combination of soul skills, poisonous demon created a poison demon realm. Kong Deming's silver moon shines brightly. The 7th soul skill, silver moon true body. The silver moon bloomed with unprecedented brilliance. The strange thing is that Kong Deming did not disappear. 9 long stick-shaped soul guides appeared around his body, and the light of the silver moon fell on the 9 long sticks. He applied the martial soul's true form to the soul guide. 9 long sticks suddenly fired terrifying lasers. Du Bushu roared and punched out, colliding with the laser. Boom. Energy fluctuations swept across all directions. The super Douluo who Kong Deming said came from Shrek was affected by the energy and released his martial soul to resist. Green Flame Dragon, martial god Douluo. When Kong Deming saw the 5 soul rings on her body, 2 yellow, 2 purple, and 5 black, as well as the flying dragon spirit surrounded by green air, he immediately handed over her name. Xian Lina remained silent and did not take off her disguise. The 9 long sticks around Kong Deming's body changed and continuously emitted energy rays. Du Bushi was injured in the first collision, but fortunately due to the special nature of martial arts, he recovered quickly. He did not continue to face the collision. After dodging the ray in the air, he suddenly rushed in front of Kong Deming and landed a punch filled with poison and terrifying power. 3 of the 9 long sticks are folded and combined, with the shield skeleton composed of 3 long roots as the core. The energy shield is formed. Boom. The poisonous punch came down, and there were energy ripples flowing on the shield. The 6th soul skill, Hell Poison Dragon Diamond. Du Busui used his 6th soul skill, gathered his soul power, and punched him again. He cast a secret technique, and his soul power was extremely violent. Kong Deming added the remaining 6 long sticks to the shield skeleton, and the energy shield was completely completed. Boom. Toxins are permeated, and the ground is eroded by corrosive acid, making a sizzling sound. The ground was eroded into holes. Although the shield formed by Kong Deming's 9 long sticks was a little damaged, it still received the blow firmly. The shield emits terrifying energy fluctuations. The secret path is not good, so he must retreat immediately. Silver Moon Goddess of Light. Kong Deming finally used his best soul tool, the Silver Moon God Light Mask. A force of space imprisoned Du Bushi in place, preventing him from retreating immediately. Boom! The terrifying energy bombarded the poisonous body. The sound of the explosion even alarmed the 2 militaries thousands of miles away. Xian Lina retreated, away from the center of the energy explosion. Humph, can you run away? Kong Deming snorted coldly, and a light ball emitting this pale golden light rose into the sky. The terrifying energy fluctuations and the locked-in sense of crisis shocked Xian Lina. Sun God Needle. The silver moon behind Kong Deming has disappeared, replaced by the sun with 4 dark soul rings rising slowly. Stop. I didn't come here this time to attack the Sun and Moon Royal Team. Chapter 70 Strong. Kill 5 birds with 1 stone. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Sun Needle, this is the famous soul tool of Yi Yulan, the 9th level soul master of the Sun and Moon Empire. Yi Yulan's talent in making soul tools is as good as Jing Hongchen's. He is one of the 3 9th level soul teachers in the Sun and Moon Empire. He is very powerful. The Sun God Needle is his famous soul tool. The Sun God Needle is the most successful soul guidance device for attacking soul guidance devices at high altitudes. It can lift thousands of meters into the air and accurately strike targets within a radius of 30 kilometers above the ground. Its power under the sunlight during the day is even more terrifying. The biggest disadvantage is that it needs to be charged, and it can only be charged for 3 shots at most, and it is limited to daytime. The Sun Martial Soul is obviously more compatible with the Sun God Needle, and can make the Sun God Needle burst out with even more terrifying power. When Kong Deming's soul power is charged, the power that this Sun God Needle can erupt is estimated to be no less than a blow from extreme Douluo. Xian Liner was really scared and hurriedly explained, "It is too great a threat for a being like you to cross the Empire at will. I am only confirming your return to the Sun and Moon Empire on behalf of Shrek." However, Kong Deming had no intention of stopping, although it makes sense. Kong Deming is also afraid that Shrek's Mun will go to the Sun and Moon Empire to cause trouble, but it's not like Mun has never been there. I also came to Star Luo Empire for a tour, so why do I have any objections? I can do whatever I want, and I still have to report to you. The Sun Needle emits dazzling golden light, in the distance, so you looked at the existence that looked like another sun in the sky, and was shocked in his heart. The rest of the Sun and Moon Royal Team around them also had shocked expressions. Boom! The accumulated golden light finally fell. The golden laser shot at Xian Liner. Xian Liner was so frightened that she exploded with all her strength. The 7th soul skill, Martial Soul True Form. The 8th soul skill, Blue Flame Overlord Body. At the same time, a golden shield emerged on her body. 8th level Invincible Shield. The Invincible Shield was developed based on the soul skill of the Invincible Golden Body. It uses the Golden Crystal, a specialty of the Sun and Moon Empire, as the medium. The Golden Crystal as the core will be completely destroyed after 1 use. The minimum level of the Invincible Shield is level 5, which requires the soul power of the Soul King to activate, and is enough to withstand any attack below Contra for 3 seconds. A level 6 Invincible Shield can even defend against attacks from ordinary title Douluo for 3 seconds. The 7th level Invincible Shield can defend against any attack below Super Douluo for 3 seconds. Level 8 is enough to withstand a Super Douluo attack for 3 seconds. I found the setting for level 5 and level 6, and then I set it myself. If there are screenshots of the original work, I will change them. If not, I will treat them as second settings. Xian Liner has an 8th level Invincible Shield in her hand, but this was the equipment she had always planned to use to save her life. At this moment, it was forced to be used. Even when the 8th level Invincible Shield was activated, she still exploded with all her strength to withstand the remaining destructive power of the laser after it penetrated the Invincible Shield. Boom! Du Bushi was injured by the energy cannon. After witnessing the blow, he decisively evacuated. As for those Soul Kings killed by the Sun and Moon Royal Team, he ignored them at all. Anyway, he is not a soul master of the Noumenon Sect. There was no need for him to take care of collecting the corpses. The Sun God Needle charged up another attack. The terrifying ray fell on the poisonous body. Du Bushi defended himself with all his strength, and after forcefully carrying it over, he ran away like crazy. Half of Xian Liner's body was blown to pieces with blood, and a hole was blasted out of her chest. She gritted her teeth to maintain the form of her martial spirit avatar and flew away quickly. The last needle of the Sun Needle fell, a fatal laser shot from behind. Xian Liner gritted her teeth and dodged. The laser shot away from her, and a burst of energy dissipated, made her crumbling, and the wound on her body was as painful as a needle prick. In the end, the laser fell into a Star Luo Empire army camp 10 miles away. Boom! Walk! Kong Deming led the Sun and Moon Royal Team across the border and entered the territory of the Sun and Moon Empire. Wanfeng, titled Hufeng, is the head of the Hufeng Soul Instructor Corps among the 4 major Soul Engineer Legions of the Sun-Moon Empire, stationed at the border of the Sun-Moon Empire. When the war broke out just now, she arrived at the first time, and she was shocked when she saw the light of the sun god needle in the sky halfway. She had guessed about Kong Lao's identity halfway through. I was even more sure after seeing it. Head of the Huifeng Soul Tutor Group, Wanfeng has met Kong Lao. Well, what's the situation between the two sides now? Kong Deming asked. Reporting to Mr. Kong, the Fire Phoenix Soul Instructor Group is intimidating the front lines of the Star Luo Empire. Small conflicts continue, and large-scale wars have not yet broken out. The pressure from the Star Luo Empire is still not enough. Wanfeng immediately stated that she would continue to increase the suppression of the military of the Star Luo Empire. Kong Deming nodded and ordered Wanfeng to take out a map. After looking at it, he clicked somewhere 30 kilometers northeast of where everyone was. Send 2 titled Douluo equipped with detection soul guides to search here. After playing with soul tools all his life, Kong Deming's judgment on his injuries and Xian Linner's injuries was extremely accurate. He can even predict the opponent's landing point. Can't die, but he can't run either. She is probably half useless and seriously injured. If there is a chance, she will be captured alive, and if she cannot be caught, she will be killed. Yes. Wanfeng immediately selected 2 confidants, equipped with complete soul guide equipment, and went to search for each other. Teacher, how are you sure she won't go to the Star Luo Empire military for help? Kong Deming smiled and asked, do you know where the last sun god needle landed after she dodged it? That the corners of Su Yu's mouth twitched. Older gingers are more spicy. The teacher's soul power broke through, and he acted more arrogantly, but he was still so considerate, at this time, let alone a break. The relationship between the Star Luo Empire and Shrek will inevitably deteriorate. Wanfeng, send someone to inform the Imperial Dragon Soul Instructor Group to allow them to release an 8th-level fixed soul-guided artillery shell to the Tianhun Empire. Wanfeng's body was covered with hair. It seems that the foreign policy of the Sun and Moon Empire is about to undergo great changes. 8th-level custom-installed soul-guided artillery shells, rarely used by the Sun and Moon Empire in wars. Today, Mr. Kong directly gave him a quota. It seems to be just a warning to Noumenon Sect and Tianhun Empire. In fact, it is not a change of attitude on the part of the Sun and Moon Empire. After resting for 2 days at the Fire Phoenix Soul Instructor Regiment's military camp, Wanfeng sent an elite force to escort the members of the Sun and Moon Royal Team back to Mingdu. Su Yu and Kong Deming left the team and headed to the Jingyang Mountains. At that time, Su Yu saw that Kong Deming's second marshal's soul only had 4 soul rings, and couldn't help but want to ask. Teacher, your second martial spirit. A wrist guard type soul guide on Kong Deming's wrist vibrated. He smiled and said, caught alive. Su Yu understood who the teacher was talking about being captured alive. If I remember correctly, Jing told me that your previous roommate was Shrek's spy. He seems to be the nephew of Qian Duo, the deputy dean of Shrek's Soul Guidance Department, right? What a coincidence. The Xian Linner caught this time, the god of war Douluo, was Qian Duo's wife. That I don't know why, but someone always sets the pace. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. No one forces you to watch it. If you delete the bookshelf without killing someone, how many people will follow? Let me remind you again, brothers, don't be affected by the comments. Those are basically the trumpets of other authors or hired internet trolls to mess with others. Damn it, I can't write well enough to impress others. I don't know what this idiot is thinking. Stupid stuff. Of course, this does not mean that all those who post such comments are mostly manipulated. He knew who he was talking about, and the confused brother should have been led to the rhythm. Say it one last time. Say it one last time. Say it one last time. Don't be paste. Don't be paste. Don't be paste. Next time it appears again, I will probably close the comment area directly and set a fan value of 500 to speak. If the fan value is not enough, there is no need to reward. If you have any ideas, you can tell the readers.